Alright, so I'll explain how the invasion goes, and then we'll watch through my alliance member right here, what do you name? Shout out, did a lot of work to help me get a really good run on this. Um, it starts out, you immediately jump in, Spider Man needs help, and then the Sinister Six clones are right there. Holograms, whatever. You beat them up, and then there's these canister, and then they come right back, but there's these canisters on the ground. They will start attacking you, but you can't kill them until you destroy the canisters. This is where a lot of people mess up, because if you just leave it on auto, your character will go in weird directions. Because all four people, if they're on auto, will go towards the same canisters. Whereas if you have a group killing the canisters at the same time, then you'll be able to destroy all of them quicker, and then you're able to kill the actual Sinister Six again. Once all the copies or whatever are gone, then Mysterio comes out and you fight him. He has a bunch of directional attacks. He disappears and then does a attack in a direction with a thing on the ground letting you know what's going to happen. Then we get into his actual mechanic of the fight, which he puts colors on the ground, four colors, and a color goes on your body, usually in the center mass of your character. If your character was in the middle of a skill during uh, the targeting of that animation, there's a bug right now where you won't have a color on your person, but if you look at Mysterio at his feet to the right, your bubble will be right there at his feet. Now, if you stand in whatever slice of the pie, uh, if it's green and you're standing in green, when the damage hits, you will not take damage from that attack. That is the idea behind the raid. And also, when he does that, if you're in the green and the green goes down, and he has enough health after after those two hits, because it does 1, 2. Normally, the color switches to the opposite side. So if it's green on this side, then it'll be green on this side right afterwards. So, and right after that, he will jump up and then do a big AoE based off that color. So it's green, so he's going to do poison on the ground, and that outer ring outside of the map will turn green. Um, a lot of people might not ever see that animation or that mechanic because if you're killing him quick enough, he will immediately go into the next phase, which is more directional attacks, and then the same four section attack, but he'll do it 4 times instead of 2. Uh, it's usually the weaker people that will see the animation. I recommend watching it at least once because it is pretty cool. You will not see it in this run, as he did a 19 mil run. The biggest I've seen is 22 mil, which is pretty big. Uh, there's a couple things to note before we play this. He's doing a strategy that we worked on. I've seen other people talk about it, did some testing, and here we are. Godslave and CJ, which are some other content creators, I'll have their links in the comments down below. They were talking about, do we even want to dodge? Because if you're moving around to be in that green in the green section, you're wasting time where you could be doing damage. And in this newest update, invasions now give you points based off of damage taken. So why not take the damage for getting it wrong while doing the most damage possible? As well as when you're fighting Mysterio, there's the fog on the outside, but there's also clones of Mysterio out there as well doing basic attacks on you. Ideally, you want to be standing in a position where you can be hit by his clones because they will deal damage to you, giving you points. As well as when Mysterio disappears and is invulnerable during certain animations, you can kill those clones for extra points, as well as when you kill him at the end, there is a 2 to 3 second window where you can just try to kill them before the win animation goes off. But let's take a look, and we're going to go over this run. So he loads in. This is against random people. Ideally, you would want allies, and we'll talk about that in a second. But he runs right in the middle and drops Thena. So the purpose of dropping Thena here is he wants to have Thena for the boss fight at the end, but also wants to clear the trash mobs first, so he wants to get that attack boost. Thena won't do the AoE damage, so this is fine. If you don't have Thena high enough, you can use Donna Ports. Ports, I keep messing up her last name. But you can use Donna to get the damage boost, and it will be roughly the same as Thena in this situation. And then immediately goes after the targets. He tried to kill multiple at the same time, so that he can get them down as quickly as possible. And then canisters are about to spawn. He sees where the auto puts the allies going to, and then he goes the opposite direction. It looks like the Spider-Man may be actually playing, but the Captain America looks like he's trying to fight the clones. Kills the last canisters, and then immediately goes on all of the clones. I keep calling them, I'm just going to call them clones. Projections, clones. And then they're down. Now we have Mysterio's about to come in. Here's Mysterio. See, status effect resistance effect acquired. So that means you can't do status effects on Mysterio, as well as several. When he does do the sectional area, where the green and green, red and red, things like that, he will put a debuff on you where you can't use your active dodge. Widow has kind of a cheat to this, where she can still use her ultimate vanish as if it was a dodge. So if you wanted to get them correct and play it correctly, you can be in the red zone with green on you, and then time out 1, 2, 3, and then use vanish, and then keep doing your damage. He puts down Thena so he can go off on him. Melee does a tumble into a snipe. It was a huge snipe. And then he just stays in the red zone when he has the flake on him. And then he actually jumped into the red zone so he can take more damage. You can see his HP dropping huge. Goes for the kill, and then immediately rushes over to kill the Mysterio clone. We will take a look at the very end. He had 19.3, and you can see damage dealt and damage received, as well as a time bonus. These are the 3 main factors when it comes to doing this raid. I've seen some storms get 21 mil or 21.4 is the highest that I've seen, but I've also seen screenshots of a little bit higher. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think I missed any mechanics. I had this information done a couple days ago, but then, as I said, Godslave and CJ told me about why don't you just tank the damage, and it gave us 200k more points. It's not going to make it or break it for you, but it will be more points overall. Till next time, guys.